The next exercise I'm going to demonstrate is the one-arm dumbbell bent over row. This exercise starts upon the bench. The client is going to flex that one knee and place that knee upon the bench. They're going to use that same arm just underneath the shoulder for stability. Before the client begins the exercise, the trainer wants to ensure a couple things to maintain proper technique. First of all, the client should maintain a neutral head position, meaning they can stare at a point straight ahead of them. They don't want to hyperextend or flex the neck at any point to put any strain on the neck. The client should also maintain a flat back, and they should also engage the core to support the spine. They need their sternum out and up, and this positioning can create an arch in the back, so this is where the trainer wants to ensure that they engage the core to alleviate any arch. Finally, the trainer wants to look for any hip hike or hip drop through the duration of the exercise. If this is noted throughout any point, they may need to bring their knee forward or back to alleviate this hip hike or hip drop. This is the arm that the client is going to be working, and it will start with a full extension of the elbow. And finally, the trainer wants to make sure that retraction of the scapulas is maintained throughout the exercise. This is the starting position of the exercise. Using a dumbbell now, we're going to work into the concentric contraction of the exercise. Again, maintaining eye contact with a point just ahead of you. The client is going to lift the dumbbell up in a slow and controlled manner. Again, the trainer wants to ensure that retraction of the scapulas is being maintained. We want to use the back muscles primarily and not any muscles within the elbow flexors. Working down to the eccentric contraction, the client is going to bring the dumbbell back towards the floor in a slow, controlled manner. Throughout the duration of the exercise, the trainer wants to ensure that a flat back is being maintained by engaging the core. Retraction of the scapula is happening to target the back muscles. A neutral head position is being maintained, no hyperextension or flexion of the neck. The chest is out and up, but not creating an arch in the back. And finally, the hips maintain a level position. Full range of motion can be achieved by taking the elbows to about 90 degrees and no further. Generally, when working with a client utilizing the back muscles such as the one-arm bent over row, spotting can be quite difficult. This is due to the positioning of the lifter, and most often spotting can be not as advantageous. If at any point the client becomes fatigued during the duration of the exercise, he can simply drop the weight. The client should work to observe proper technique and watch for any unsafe positioning of the body. This is the point where they can proprioceptively or verbally cue the client to work on areas of improvement. To cue the client through the exercise, you want to ensure that their scapulas remain retracted. You can do this by verbally cueing or simply touching the spine of the scapulas and pinching them together. You want to verbally cue your client to engage their core in order to support their back throughout the exercise. As a trainer, you want to ensure that throughout the duration, they maintain proper technique. Making sure that the client isn't simply jerking the weight up and using the momentum of any other portion of their body. The client wants to ensure that they are pointing their sternum upward, and they want to maintain a neutral head position by staring at a point just ahead of them. The trainer can cue this verbally or proprioceptively for the client. The trainer also wants to ensure that the client has proper placement of the knee to avoid any hip hike or hip drop. Okay, Adam, we're going to get you to do a few reps and I'll cue you throughout, all right?
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, just make sure you're squeezing your scapulas together. Maintain that retraction. Start a point just ahead of you. Yeah, looks great.